Welcome back to the Daily's Double Shot. I'm Lauren Lemieux.
And I'm Madeline Barnett. This week, we kick things off with a look at a website that is all about cocktails created by UW student Jasper Bloom.
Anastasia Stefankowski takes us around the local grocery stores in search of the best deal.
David Chrisman reviews the modern movie adaptation of Shakespeare's Coriolanus.
Stuart Melantis explains how students can take advantage of some digital textbook options on Tech Talk.
We get an update on how the hub renovations are coming.
Running Club lets us know what they're all about.
And we learn how Microsoft's Connect can help students learn math in the classroom.
All coming up
on the Daily's Double Shot.
Ooh, what is that? Chinese.
Yeah.
I'll see you there.
Okay.
Hey Madeline, are you 21 yet?
No, I'm still underage.
Man, me too.
Why do you ask?
Well, this guy named Jasper Bloom started this really cool website all about cocktails.
I have an idea. Why don't we just watch our segment on the website instead?
Sounds good.
While alcohol is often spoken about in the context of social drinking, some consider it an art. It comes in many forms, some of which can be mixed together to create a unique drink. For those who are fascinated by this, UW student Jasper Bloom has created the perfect resource with a website called Boozlog.
So Boozlog is essentially a web space for people to upload information about drinks. And it's not just uploading information, but it's like sharing what you have about any kind of drink. So it can be gin, whiskey, cocktail, beer, wine, and you can go edit information, ask questions on the message board. Every drink that goes in there, every entry that goes in there, its popularity is tracked to a specific city around the world. So next time you're taking on a vacation, you can say, oh, I want to go to Buenos Aires because this cocktail is famous there. The website is for any, it's for microbrewers, bartenders, drink connoisseurs, experts, vineyard owners, drink practitioners, or any kind of, even if you're home-based, you're just bored on Saturday night and you're making a drink and you say, I got to inform people about this because I think it's good. Go put it up. Go put the information about it. People will try it, press feedbacks, write a review about their drinks, and it'll be essentially a contribution if you did that. In the booze festivals and the drinking games, these two features, they play a key role in bringing the drinking cultures of the world together. The drinking games vary across countries, the festivals vary across countries. These people can actually contribute and all of us would know about it, and we can share. Right now, the site is lacking content and we need people to go and actually put content on it.
To check out the site for yourself, go to booze-log.com and help Jasper out by uploading your own favorite mixed drinks to the site.
So Madeline, do you want to make some cocktails in a year?
I'm down.
Awesome. The ingredients seem kind of expensive though.
Yeah, buying any sort of groceries on a college budget can burn a hole in your pocket.
You know what? Anastasia Stefankowski has done some comparison shopping at local grocery stores to track down the best prices.
Really? Maybe I can eat next week.
We are here at the Safeway at 50th and Brooklyn to find out where the cheapest groceries are in the U District. We went to both QFC and Safeway to see what the prices were like. We also went to Whole Foods and Trader Joe's to find out what alternatives they had to name brand products sold in supermarkets. We also went to supermarkets outside of the U District. Let's start by comparing the prices between QFC and Safeway here in the U District, in Redmond, and in Longview, Washington. Be mindful that these are the regular prices of products at these stores without discounts. All prices have been taken for the exact same product and size of that product unless otherwise noted. We will begin with prices that are relatively the same. At QFC, Granny Smith apples are 30 cents more expensive. At both stores, bananas are 69 cents. QFC has priced Fran's bread 20 cents cheaper than Safeway. At Safeway, Golden Grain pasta is $1.79. Although QFC does not have Golden Grain pasta, an equivalent brand is also priced at $1.79. While a half gallon of 2% Dairy Gold milk is $2.49 at Safeway, it is $2.99 at QFC. Both Dial soap and Skippy peanut butter are 20 cents more expensive at QFC.
but Tide 50-ounce bottles of detergent are $7.99 and Charmin Ultra Strong toilet paper are $9.99 at both locations. Next, we have Coca-Cola and Pepsi. Many college students are likely to have one or the other in their house, apartment, or residence hall refrigerator. At Safeway, both Coca-Cola and Pepsi have a regular price of $2.29 for 2-liter bottles. At QFC, both have a regular price of $1.50 for the same size. Finally, we get into the two largest differences. A 17-ounce box of Honey Nut Cheerios is $4.29 at Safeway. At QFC, it is $4.99. The largest difference in price overall was on 6 rolls of Brawny paper towels, with Safeway having a regular price of $8.99 and QFC having a price of $11.69. Here is a graph of the final totals of all the individual items that were chosen to be part of the investigation. From the previous tables, it is seen that there are slightly different prices between QFCs and Safeways in different areas. For example, at the Safeway in Longview, Washington, Brawny paper towels are $2 cheaper than what they are in the U District. QFC is overall more consistent with pricing than Safeway is at different locations. The U District locations, however, do have the highest prices in both the case of QFC and the case of Safeway. When called, QFC corporate offices and Safeway were unavailable to comment.
So what about Trader Joe's and Whole Foods? Both are known for their organic alternatives, but are often passed off as too expensive. Here are the prices we found at Whole Foods and Trader Joe's on equivalent products.
Most products found in supermarkets do have a similar match at these alternative stores. However, products like Pepsi and Tide are not available. Some items are more expensive as seen here because of the organic nature. But items like Whole Foods' 12 Green Mission toilet paper rolls for $3.99 and spaghetti for 99 cents a pound, or Trader Joe's half-gallon of 2% milk for $1.79 are significantly less than supermarkets.
Finally, what about Winco? The closest location to the U District is in Renton. Winco is known for its consistently lower prices. Winco is employee-owned, and customers must bag their own groceries at checkout. This is one of the ways that Winco can have on average 30% lower prices than other supermarkets.
As can be seen by this graph, Winco compared only to the stores in the U District is cheaper. There is a 22% difference between Winco and Safeway, and there is a 26% difference between QFC and Winco on the same items.
Now remember, QFC and Safeway both have discount cards, while Winco does not. If you go to Safeway, you have the Safeway Club card, and if you go to QFC, you have the QFC Rewards card. In the end, in the U District, depending on the item you want, you are just as well off going to Safeway as you are QFC. Both stores have sales on these items and other items in store periodically. And also, don't forget coupons. Reporting from Safeway, I'm Anastasia Stepankowski.
It's settled. I can eat next week. Might even have some money left over.
You should go see a movie.
I'm so down for a flick right now. What's David got to say about cool movies this week?
Up next, David Christman reviews Coriolanus.
Hello, I'm David Christman, and welcome once again to Film Focus. This week, we're looking at Ralph Fiennes' directorial debut with an adaptation of Shakespeare's Coriolanus. Before we get started, I would like to say that I will not be able to cover everything that I would like to. There is simply too much to be said about this. Let's talk for a moment about Ralph Fiennes' role in this film. First, while you may not recognize his name, you've probably seen him before. Most likely in the Harry Potter movies. He's this guy. As I said previously, he did direct the film, but he's also starring in it as Caius Marcius. This is quite a risk for a first-time director, but it is also a massively important part of understanding this film. The film, just like the play it's based off of, is about one man. With the same person directing and playing the role, no part of the character is unintentional. He is portrayed exactly how the man behind him intended. Fiennes chose to take on this project after playing the role of Marcius on stage and feeling that he wasn't done with the character. Those of you who know about acting understand what this means. Fiennes is deeply connected to the character and understands his motivations and therefore the role of all the other characters as well. In addition, all of the other acting is wonderful. Gerard Butler plays Tullus Aufidius, the mortal enemy of Marcius and the general on the other side of the conflict. Brian Cox plays Menenius, Marcius's more politically savvy friend. The main cast is rounded out by Vanessa Redgrave playing Marcius's mother and Jessica Chastain playing his wife. Every character is played extremely well, and each informs the viewer about Marcius himself. One thing that you probably noticed in the introduction is that this story is an adaptation of Shakespeare. Since the Bard's work has been so well critiqued, I'm not going to discuss the plot itself, but rather Fiennes' interpretation of it. He's kept all of Shakespeare's original dialogue without any changes. What he has done, however, is told the story in modern times with modern weapons. He's also made it relevant to today, while keeping the sense of timelessness that permeates Shakespeare's writing. The film deals with protests, war, and political schemes, things as applicable today as in any time. It also deals with the idea of a classical soldier, but at the same time, what it means to be a man today. It's as complex as any work of Shakespeare, with the added complexity of another person's understanding of the plot layered inextricably over the already dense material. While the importance of the text cannot be overstressed, I found that some of the most powerful moments in the film were not those written by Shakespeare. Many times in the course of the film, there's time where there's no dialogue, and there are sequences that Fiennes has clearly created himself. These scenes truly reveal the personality of the characters involved, far beyond anything that is written. In these, we see the heart of Marcius's wife, a deeply caring woman that feels neglected by a physically and emotionally absent husband, the machinations of politicians and unhappy citizens, the deep respect and hatred that Ophidius and Marcius have for each other. Shakespeare may have given us the characters and the words they say, but they only truly come to life through Fiennes' understanding of them and their minds. This film is, in my mind, Shakespeare done right. Fiennes knew exactly what to do to adapt this play for modern times, and he did it. There are criticisms to be made. The film has a fairly long runtime, and the dialogue can understandably be difficult to follow, but it strikes the important balance. The film doesn't spoon-feed you, but it's also extremely relatable. There is far more to be said about this film, and I can't possibly cover every point that I would like to. As far as I'm concerned, a film like this only comes about rarely, and Coriolanus will be remembered for a very long time. Coriolanus opened yesterday, February 3rd, and will be out on DVD this June.
So basically, Voldemort directs a movie written by Shakespeare where he fights King Leonidas?
I think that sums it up.
Whoa.
Up next, Stuart talks to us about digital textbooks.
Digital textbooks have an exciting premise: cheap, interactive study material available on your phone, ebook reader, tablet, laptop, or desktop. But how does one get into digital textbooks, and how do they stack up against their paper brethren? First, you need something to read them on. As I said before, digital textbooks are available on many different devices. I've tried all of these platforms, and in my opinion, tablets work best, with smartphones and laptops tying for second. Why? Smartphone screens are too small to read long-form content. Laptops are large and cumbersome despite being portable, and desktops are not portable at all. Tablets combine good battery life, portability, and a relatively large screen, along with the capability to view richer media content in the form of videos or color pictures and diagrams. Ebook readers are also a good option. Their battery life is better than any other device category, and their screens are undoubtedly the best for reading. Their only downside is capability for other media. They cannot show color pictures or video, yet. The other problem is their screens refresh very slowly, which makes navigation tricky at times. Now that you have your device, where do you get digital textbooks? Amazon has one of the largest digital textbook stores available. Generally, everything is at least 50% cheaper than its physical alternative. Obviously, Amazon's market is built to work best with its Kindle devices, but they have apps for any other platform you may desire. CourseSmart is the largest digital textbook store in existence. They have over 80% of the top 1,000 textbooks in use across the United States. Apps are available for Apple products or Android, and you can read their books through any web browser. Their prices are generally 40 to 50% cheaper than physical books. You'll be using JumpBooks if you buy a digital textbook from the U Bookstore. JumpBooks is actually powered by CourseSmart, so it has similar features. Notably, books are rented, and you can't use them after a certain time period. Apple recently announced an initiative to enter the digital textbook market. The idea is that theirs will be more interactive than competitors. The system just launched, so time will tell if their offering is viable. Barnes & Noble has a similar digital textbook store to Amazon, but its catalog is smaller. It does, of course, work nicely with Nook products. Regardless where you buy your digital textbooks, or what device you view them on, they offer many advantages to physical copies, and the market will only get better in the future. Thanks for watching Tech Talk. Send me questions or comments at techtalk@stuartmarlantis.com. Until next time.
I may look into a few of those options for myself.
Yeah, there's tons of cool new things we're getting as students.
I'm really excited to check out the new hub. Do you know when it's going to be done?
I'm not sure. Why don't we watch our update on the renovations?
Do you remember the Hub?
Students new to the university might not know what they're missing out on, but those who were here before the building's demolition recall a casual, friendly place to mingle and hang out on campus. The building has been under massive reconstruction since spring 2010 and will be completed in time for the start of the school year in September 2012. Associate Director for Student Activities and Union Facilities, Paul Husky, is here with us to talk about the renovations.
When this idea started, students approached us, had those issues with the building, finding your way around, it was dark and that. They basically said to us, well, what can be done? And we said, well, you want to work on the idea. And so we got together a committee of 16 students, 2 faculty and 2 staff, and the students represented almost every stakeholder group in the hub. And they met for many, many hours, focus groups, solicited opinions and that. And they came up with 4 goals that we wanted to make the building a welcoming space so that people could feel welcome coming into the building. Open up the building, like I said, to get around the building and that. To connect better to campus so that people feel more connected with the building, and then also to build community inside the building. So those 4 goals drove everything we're doing in the building.
So this is the new main entry of the building. So basically, as I said, coming into the building, you can go right up to the information desk will be right there in front. There'll be a big purple W in the terrazzo. And if you need to go down the food service via this way, you'll be able to go right down via these stairways.
We want the union to be sort of like a home for students, a place where they can feel welcome, a place where they can come and relax and talk to friends, maybe attend an event, that sort of thing.
Everything we've done in the building focuses in on those 4 goals. So for example, making the entries accessible, opening up the building to daylighting, and also staircases that people can go up and down and get around the building. It makes a more welcome building, daylight the building, allows people to connect, and we hope build community.
We're about 60 to 70% done. So now we're starting to work on actually what is called the finishes of the building. Actually putting up the rest of the walls, painting, carpeting, terrazzo, all those sorts of things. So the demolition is long done. The structural work is all done. And like I said, we're proceeding with all that infrastructure that I talked about, the electrical, the plumbing, and that sort of thing. It sounds sort of like, well, how could you take all this and make it 4 goals? Well, it was a really good group of people. And as a result, I think we're going to have a building that will not only please the students who return in the fall of 2012, but beyond.
A committee of students is currently being formed to work on the Hub's grand opening. If you're interested, be sure to contact the Student Activities Office.
Wow, I'm so excited! Maybe you should go for a run and burn off some of that energy.
All right, maybe I'll join the running club for a jog.
We have a running club? That's really cool. Let's watch the segment.
Have you ever been walking down the quad in the evening and seen them? Rain or shine, they'll be there, standing in a circle in their athletic shoes, shorts, gloves, and occasional bits of headgear, planning their next excursion. They are the UW Husky Running Club, and we had an opportunity to speak with a few of the runners to find out exactly what they're all about.
So Running Club's basically just an RSO here at UW. It's open to anyone, all levels of running abilities. We do 3, 5, and 7 mile group runs on Mondays and Thursdays, and then Tuesdays and Fridays we do a little more competitive running, speed workouts at local tracks and hill workouts just in the area.
Well, Running Club is just a great opportunity to get out twice a week, sometimes more depending on if you want to do any of the more interesting runs that we have. But twice a week, get to decide which kind of distance you want to do, 3, 5, 7.
It's a really great way to just like get out on the trails and kind of learn the area. I mean, there's some really great stuff you can go run around here. I've only been probably on 1 repeat run with these guys so far, so that's pretty good. I've probably been here like 6 times, and so it's a great variety too.
Husky Running Club also competes against other running clubs and participates in charity events.
Next month we have a dual meet against the University of Oregon in the Dempsey track here at UW, so we're pretty excited about that. It's the second one that we've had. Last year our girls won, but our boys lost, so we're hoping to come back this year and win both events. We do a lot of other races in the area. We do, there's like a Cupid run in Fremont that it's a nonprofit run, it goes towards like children's lymphoma, and we do a couple other local races, the Dog Dash here at UW as well.
It looks fun enough, but do you have to be a track star to join?
Everyone thinks that. It's not true at all. 3 mile groups tend to be a really nice pace for anyone that just wants to start running. You can push yourself harder, 5 miles, go a little bit faster, 7 miles faster, and it's really good progression. People always tend to think that you can't do it because, oh, the running club, they're only people that have done cross country throughout high school. I can tell you half the people didn't do cross country.
The 3-mile group, at least the one I run with, is pretty conversational pace. And just go out, have a good time, and come back and put in the miles.
If you're already into running, looking for a recreational way to get into running, or just searching for some jogging buddies, Running Club may be a great fit for you.
Oh yeah, I've had a great time.
Yeah, come out. It's the best. Everyone says they don't want to, but then they go run, and they're like, oh, I don't want to go to Running Club. Come out to Running Club, it's the best.
I thought running club would just be for track stars. Casual jogging seems really cool. You want to go for a run after this?
Can't.
Why?
Math test tomorrow.
Ooh, harsh. Well, there are all sorts of new technologies helping to teach math more effectively. UW might start using Microsoft's Connect in the classroom. Madeline. Roll the segment.
Math class, a dreaded place for many students, where the lectures are dull, the tests are hard, and the concepts are abstract. Many would probably prefer to spend the time playing a video game. Fortunately, Professor Robin Ngadi of UW-Bothell has developed a new way for students to learn math that makes use of the Kinect camera, a peripheral for Microsoft's Xbox console.
I was a high school math teacher for about 10 years, and so I was one of the early adopters of technology, utilizing motion probes and graphing calculators. So last Christmas I was sitting at home working and realized that I saw a commercial, and the commercial had the Kinect sensor. I said, that's just a big motion probe. Why can't we make that do what we want it to do? And so I talked to Kelvin, and he said, well, I'll get a couple of undergraduate students who can see if we can program that. And so I gave them my conception of what I thought it should look like, and a week later they had the first iteration of software ready for me.
In short, Kinect Math is a way for students to interact with math functions with their bodies and hands, making the abstract concepts a little more tangible.
In cognitive psychology, there's something called embodied thinking. And embodied thinking really has two parts. One is kinesthetically thinking with your sinew and the bones and the muscles, and that's a different type of thinking than just writing on a piece of paper. And that there's two parts to that. There's both your body, thinking kinesthetically with your body, but then there's empathetic. You're thinking empathetically too, where you're thinking about how the other person needs to move. So you're looking at him saying, hey, you have to lift your hand higher or lower. People are really creative, people that can think through problem solving.
Kinect Math requires the Kinect sensor to be hooked up to a computer running the math software. It has 3 main modes, which Robin will give us more details on here.
The first element allows a student to walk in front of the Kinect sensor, and it will actually record distance from the sensor and the velocity and the acceleration of the person moving in front of the sensor. The second mode that it has is called editing mode, and editing mode allows students to control the parameters of an equation. So like the equation of a line has 2 parameters, a slope and a y-intercept. And so one of my hands will control the slope and one of them will control the y-intercept. So I can actually touch the graph rather than only, not physically, rather than just draw it on a piece of paper. And then we have what we call matching mode, which we give the students a graph and they can match the graph with their distance or motion in front of the Kinect sensor.
Kinect Math represents a greater trend known as gamification. People everywhere are working to take difficult or mundane tasks and make them more like video games.
I want to make a difference in the lives of classroom teachers. I want to make a difference in the lives of kids who have to do math, that it's not so dry and dull. I want them to be able to see math the way I see math.
Kinect Math is available for free download from apps.kinecteducation.com, but only time will tell where Kinect Math and gamification will take us.
Maybe one day the Kinect will help you with your math.
Maybe, but right now all I have is a calculator and some notes.
Well, that's all we have for today.
Be sure to tune in Saturdays at 7 p.m. to watch the show.
And check us out online at youtube.com/thedaily.
I'm Madeline Barnett.
And I'm Lauren Lemieux.
Thanks for watching.
And we'll see you next time
on The Daily's Double Shot.